Alright, this is Clip Studio Paint in its default mode. I'm going to set it up to my liking. The first thing we need to do is set up my Cintiq. Go to the Applications section, Add Application, and choose Clip Studio. OK. Then I'm going to select, and I'm going to edit this button right here. Right now it's right click. I want it to be the keystroke H for hand tool. I'm going to name it Move. This is how I'm going to move around the canvas. I'm going to leave this button set to click lock. I'm going to leave the tip feel in the middle. I'm going to set tilt sensitivity halfway, and then I'm going to move on to the functions on the tablet itself. First thing we have to do is add the application, Clip Studio Paint. OK. Select Clip Studio Paint and start editing these functions. This button here I'm going to set for my rotate tool, and that is shortcut R. OK. Rotate. This button here, my zoom tool, that is /. OK. Name it Zoom. This button here, I like that. Set for undo, Control Z. OK. Name it Undo. And the last button I'm going to set, this will be my right click. So that's right click, and I use that for accessing context menus in the Layers palette mostly. We'll leave display toggle set for multiple displays, because I have multiple displays. Go to the touch strip. I have an idea for setting these touch strips for later, but generally I don't use them. I certainly don't use them as zoom. See keystroke. Let me just take a look here. Yeah, you can go up and down. See, I'm going to use these for keystrokes, but I'm going to set that later. So right now we'll leave that disabled, and we are done. So now I have easy access to the most important manipulation tools in Clip Studio, or at least the most important manipulation tools for me. I can zoom in, zoom out, I can turn the drawing around, and of course I can move it around like this. And this is all effortless because I have all these tools at my fingertips. Now the other thing I want to do is rearrange these palettes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this palette over here, and I'm going to close it. And then I'm going to take this bank of palettes, and I'm going to, whoops, wrong thing, I'm going to use this. When you want to move an entire bank of palettes, I call this a bank, I don't know what Clip Studio calls it, you've got to grab up here. That moves the entire bank over thusly. And I also want to move my toolbar over here. Now this is the way I like to have it set up because I'm right-handed, and I want to just be able to grab things and manipulate things on the right side of my screen with my right hand, and then when I draw I'll come over here to the left. That's not a big deal. Not to mention the fact that if you hit the tab key you collapse all the palettes and you can draw as you wish. This is how I want Clip Studio to open every time I use it, and I don't actually have to worry. Now that I've made these changes, this is the way Clip Studio will open. However, the level of customization is pretty high. There's almost nothing that you can't customize. You can create your own brushes, you can create your own layouts, you can create your own tool settings, you can create your own subtools, you can create your own, basically you name it, you can customize it. So the idea is you definitely want to register any settings. This is now a workspace, and I'm going to register it. I'm going to go to Window, Workspace, and I'm going to register this workspace. And I'm going to call it SG because I'm SG and this is my workspace. Now when I go to Window, Workspace, you can see that SG is checkmarked, and this is the SG Workspace. So for example, this would be what Clip Studio calls the illustration workspace. This is what Clip Studio thinks that my illustration workspace should be like. And you know, this is really nifty here, the tools being like this. Of course, I would want the bank over here. You know, I could work with this, you know, but and the layers over here, I wouldn't want that. You know, I would automatically want them over here. And then again, I would want this over here, and I would want this over here, and on like that. And you know, you can customize it till you're blue in the face. When I open Clip Studio, it'll open just like this. But look what I've done. I mean, I could definitely wrangle this back to SG, the SG workspace that I just had a minute ago. But there's a much easier way, of course. Because I registered it, I just go to SG, and there it is exactly as I registered it. So that's all there is to it.